Today we're going to take a look at the Soul Dial Digital Life Tracker. This is an accessory for Magic the Gathering and other games where you can keep track of your life. I ordered this in March of last year, just received it, and wanted to do a quick unboxing and overview after my first couple minutes with it. The Soul Dial has a very satisfying click, so let's let you hear that. Great tactile feel there. Alright, so we're going to click and turn the Soul Dial on, and look at the resolution on the screen. I think that's really nice. So we're going to start a new game. We have 4 players, so we're going to hit quick start. And on the left option, you could have it just for yourself and count your 40 life, or you could put this for all 4 players, so we're going to click the right option. And as you can see, this is a 4-player pod. Much like other life counter options that are on the market, you can click this menu and you can click this randomize, and then we have 4 players, so we'll click that and it will randomize and see who you might attack, who might go first. And it was player 4, which is not me. It doesn't auto default you to that player, so we'll just leave it where it's at. So testing out the main functionality of the wheel, let's say I took 10 life and take the 10 life, but let's say that actually didn't happen. So we're going to click the undo button and then we'll go back to normal. At the bottom of each player wedge, there's a white arrow button. So we're going to click that and that will bring up the add counters window. And so for each one of these, you can plus or minus whatever counter you want, but we're going to click the ascend button. And as you can see at the bottom of the wedge, I have the little ascension icon. So that's pretty cool. Once you're done with that, you can click onto each other player's wedge, and then that will set them as the active player. So if you have forgetful friends, this is kind of nice. So let's say I brought the Soul Dial, didn't bring any dice. You can click the option menu, and then in the top right corner you see a purple dice wedge. So we'll click that, and then we have a bunch of different options. Let's roll a standard D20, and you'll get this really cool animation as it simulates a roll. And then for the hell of it, let's flip a coin. So now if we're done with our game, we can click the center menu option again. We can back out. There's a couple options here, but for now we're just going to exit to home. Let's click the gear icon to the left of the Soul Dial logo to see what some of the other options we have. I was pleasantly surprised to see a players list, and from here you can go into a player library and you can add and remove players. As you saw with the previous screen, my nickname was already listed there. When you add a player, you are able to use the on-screen keyboard to type. I apparently can't spell YouTube, but we figured it out. If the player name is YouTube, let's select a red color. I was very surprised with the amount of options and a full color gamut available here on the screen. As you can see, we can select the exact shade we want. I was having a little bit of trouble using the slider at the top, but that's probably because I just fat fingered it. So we'll select red for YouTube, and then we will save color. Then we will save player. All right, so we have our players selected. One thing you notice here is it says no deck selected. So let's go back, and it looks like you can set up decks, which is very cool. One thing I was really surprised about was that you could add a deck name, a commander, and for certain people, assign partner commanders, which is great because I happen to have a partner deck. Now let's look at display. Currently, the screen is at full brightness. I'm having a little bit of trouble here, but that was probably because the camera was sitting right in front of me. Once again, I don't fault the hardware for this. This is just, recording jitters, I guess. But the few other times that I've been messing with this, I've not had any problems selecting anything. As we return back to settings, we're going to use the click wheel and see what other options are available. And at the bottom, I noticed something that really made me happy and excited. So we open Snake and we use the click wheel to navigate, and just look at how high resolution this game of Snake is. I used to play this on a phone back when it was, little tiny squares, and the amount of movability you have on the screen using the click wheel, and look how reactive it is to your movements. It's a lot of fun. I only played for a few minutes, got to 14, but let's move on from that or we'll be here all day. As you can see here, it looks like the system crashed, and it did happen a few times in my testing, And that has only happened to me when I was messing around in the settings. I'm assuming the team will be able to update a firmware and that will no longer be an issue. But for now, just know that that does only happen in the settings. Taking a look at the build quality, you'll see at the bottom there's an anti-slip kind of rubber disc there at the bottom. It only really moved once during the recording of this video. Then looking at the inputs on the side, you see there's a USB-C for charging. It looks like there's a headphone port there. I'm not sure what that does exactly. And then the toggle switch to turn it on. You can also see the ridges on the dial to help with the grip when you're moving the wheel. So if you're tired of having to use your phone for a life counter, think about grabbing a Soul Dial. This is a very, very, very cool product. I can't wait to put it in my bag. Overall, I give it 2 thumbs up. Soul Dial, if you want to sponsor me, hey, hit me up. Thanks for watching.